thanks for coming to speak to us, Nick. The Apprentice is on everyone's lips at the moment, but we're not here to talk about that today. You're doing something a lot more adventurous, and that's a bit of a departure, so would you like to tell us about
Well, once the Apprentice is over, I'm off to Mongolia. I thought it was about time to do something entirely different, time to do something that was a bit hard physically. So I've got a little Renault 4, 20-year-old Renault 4. I'm part of the Mongol Rally, which kicks off officially, I think, on the 19th of July. I'm leaving a bit earlier, principally because I don't want to be racing 10,000 miles across Europe and Central Asia. I want to take my time. I would think that if I start on the 1st of July, I should be through mid-August. But I'm not going to rush driving day and night. I'm going on my own, which is perhaps a rather silly thing to do. But I want to be able to stop in places like Samarkand and Bukhara, have a look at the Aral Sea, stop in Odessa and see if I can spot any spies. You know, all the sort of fun things that one can do.
And what's the motivation behind the trip?
I think there are two key motivations, really. Firstly, because I want to do it, because it's an adventure, and I love these long drives. I've driven for a month all through Morocco, and I took a sort of a 2-month trip all through Eastern Europe a few years ago. So there's the adventure side of it, but also to raise money for Hope and Homes for Children, which is a very worthwhile charity operating in Eastern Europe, particularly in Moldova, the Ukraine, and Romania. And it's really a charity that's founded to take children out of these welfare institutions that are pretty harsh places, principally because they simply haven't got the funding, but to take those children out of those homes and put them back with their families, with their brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, and parents where possible. I'm traveling through basically Paris, Munich, Prague, Bratislava, Bucharest, Chisinau in Moldova, to Odessa in the Ukraine, then crossing into Russia at Rostov-on-Don, then round the Caspian to Kazakhstan, dipping into Turkmenistan, into Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, back into Kazakhstan, into Russia again, and then the long trek east across Mongolia. I'm taking a tent, and if I can find an hotel, great. If I can't, I'll sleep in the tent.
Was it hard getting away from Sir Alan to make time for the trip? Was he a bulldog with the...
No, because I mean the situation there is that whilst he was a client of mine for many, many, many years, and is a good friend of mine, I'm a retired guy now, and he's spending a lot of time now in America and in his house in Spain and also here in the UK, because he's the sort of chap that wherever he is, he can work. He's got his BlackBerry, he's got his computer, he's got his mobile phone, he's got his fast jets, and he can operate wherever he is.
What made you travel solo?
Well, a pal of mine said, oh, he'd come, and then of course suddenly he discovered he was terribly busy. And then another pal of mine said, oh, I'll come. And then suddenly he had a little bit of a sort of a problem with work, and basically, I guess they sort of bottled it really. And so that's it. I'm going on my own, not necessarily by choice, because I can't find anybody compatible that I want to go with. And you try sitting in a small tin can for 10,000 miles over bumpy roads. You've got to know somebody pretty well, I think, for that.
It actually leads on to my final question, which is, if you had to, I mean, you just mentioned that you're travelling solo, but if you had to, which candidate from The Apprentice would you like to have sat by your side?
Oh dear. I think I'll go on my own. I can't think of anybody I would really want to go with. But having said that, they're okay, but not for 10,000 miles, cooped up in a Renault 4.